Welcome everybody to the channel. If you're new, you're welcome. But as you can see from this, which I'm going to play now, the part of how the BBC announced this, they announced it in a way that they're saying allegations by the Sun have been made by a TV presenter. The TV presenter is no longer working for broadcasting at the moment because the family are concerned about this situation that they wanted to stop. So they contacted the BBC to stop this. That it's in this statement by the BBC. Now, I'm just going to play it now so you can see it, and it's there in black and white. It's a statement from the BBC that they're going on with their allegations. They're investigating it. I'm going to contact the family and go through their procedures.
In a newspaper about a BBC presenter, our culture editor Katie Razzle is here with more. Katie.
Well, Sophie, this is a report in The Sun and contains allegations against what the newspaper says is a top BBC star who the paper hasn't named. But we do understand the BBC is looking into the allegations and they are certainly very serious. So The Sun claims that a well-known presenter is accused of giving a 17-year-old boy more than £35,000 in return for sexually explicit images. The boy's family, it's reported, complained to the BBC on May the 19th this year and begged them to make the man stop sending the cash, which they claim is feeding a drug habit. The mother claims that her son, who is now 20, has gone from a happy-go-lucky youngster to a ghost-like crack addict, as she puts it, in just 3 years. Now, in a statement, the BBC said, "We treat any allegations very seriously and we have processes in place to proactively deal with them." And they say as part of that, if we receive information that requires further investigation or examination, we will take steps to do this, and that includes actively attempting to speak to those who've contacted us in order to seek further detail and understand the situation. Now, The Sun reports that the male presenter has been taken off air, and we understand that he is not scheduled to appear in the coming days.
Katie, thank you.
Involved in this. If your child this happened to them, I'm sure most families would have gone to the police. Why did they need to go to the BBC and complain? Because it's a criminal action what's taken place. If it's been set from the age of 17 till 20, up to 18, they still have evidence. If they have the evidence, there's a criminal action to be taken against him. So the police would have to get involved with this particular action, paying him £35,000 for illicit photographs or whatever, videos or stuff like this, whatever's been obtaining by deception or whatever, or paying for things when they is still underage, not legally allowed to do that. So that's the thing, BBC wouldn't be involved anyway. The police would be involved, and it would be, a straightforward police investigation. They find the evidence, make a case against a particular individual. Now, this is the thing about it. I remember many years ago with the Cliff Richard case when the BBC thought they had a story about Cliff being involved with the Savile. And I never forgive them for that. That's why I don't really pay the licence. But what they did to Cliff was, the worst thing you could have done to anybody. And of course, I can understand there may be some sort of protection till they've actually found out if this is true or not, these allegations are true or not. And they've got evidence. Well, the person involved hasn't got a leg to stand on. They broke the law, they've done something indecent, and they no longer represent the BBC. They're sacked immediately without any question. So I don't understand why why this has happened in this particular way. It's just the same thing that the BBC have made an announcement, you know, and surely to God, if these allegations have been brought to them, which has been done by the family at first to the BBC to tell them this has got to stop, then they went to the Sun newspaper. The newspaper printed it. Then the BBC have started this investigation. So were the police not involved? Well, why didn't they do that? And of course, if the BBC have just decided to do this investigation over a month when this allegation May the 19th, this family contacted the BBC, and why did they do nothing about it for over a month now? And now it's come out in the press by the Sun. Believe, you know, we read it in the papers, and it comes out as a story. The family have given the story to the Sun. I believe so. Somebody said on one of the media platforms that they've not been paid by the Sun. It's just a scoop by the Sun to print it, and they backing up the family, I suppose. To get action taken. Well, of course, this is what I'm trying to say to you. Why do we need to have the newspapers blab it out when the BBC could have gone and told the police and said there's an investigation, blah, 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 somebody's been suspended, or we didn't even know he's been suspended, just that till this action has been sorted out by the police, the person involved has been sacked. You know, it's a dismissal affair. It's no saying, well, a slap on the hand and, you know, sweep it on the carpet, which the BBC are well known to do, like Savile, for years and years. It's another situation. Yeah, well, we'll you know, we'll try and blah, 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 you know, try and hide things for you, and sort of, if the person involved has talked to the people at the BBC, there's allegations against, they'll try and protect this person in a certain way to keep his career going. I don't know. This is where I say in the contract of employment, if you do something that breaks your contract, you're down the road. Everybody who's watching this now, you've got a contract of employment, you're the same. If you break your rules, break some contract, you're out the door. You know, you do some misdemeanor. And the company feel that they can sack you or get rid of you or dismiss you, you've got no legs to stand on, have you? So I can't understand why it's gone this way, really. But obviously, we'll find out as time goes on. And so anybody lets the cat out the bag kind of thing, who it is and whatever. And the evidence is there in black and white for all us to see, you know? At the same time, we all agree that the person involved, the victim, who this has happened to, has got a drug problem and stuff like this. He has to be protected. Well, he has to be. He's 18. After 18, you're not legally able to get protection unless in certain circumstances the court may rule against sort of giving some kind of protection for rehabilitation, stuff like this. So at the same time, the family must be given some kind of immunity to some sort of having this blasted all over the press, because obviously, like, you know, with Savile, the case was very, very big, and you know, it has after effects. So we're all trying to help people get to the facts and be out in the open about it. At the same time, there must be some protection, and the person involved, in some respect, if he's banged up to rights, him or whatever, whoever's involved, if it's all there in black and white with evidence, and you know, it's just like the situation with Savile and other people like Stuart Hall, Rolf Harris, other people who work for the BBC who've been involved with the irregularities, put it that way, and for whatever reason they've been sacked and got rid of. And the BBC can't be at fault all the time for people who work there. You know, there's a bad apple in any company you work for. You know, people are people. So you just got to give sometimes the BBC some leeway, which I think everybody will do. But then again, if there's a culture like with ITV and BBC of people getting away with things because they're big stars, or they have some kind of bullying thing on their programs, or they're a big star so they can get away with things, and people have to turn a blind eye to things. That doesn't happen because everybody's the same. Everybody's got a legal right to if they're being bullied at work or something like this, they have, no matter who it is, whatever is it, you know, the top to the bottom people, they have the right to sort of have some kind of protection at work. So we all know that whoever it is being protected by the police, by the BBC at the moment, till they've got evidence that they must then hand it over to the police. I don't know why they've not done this, to be honest. As a criminal, it's definitely, to me, is a criminal action's been committed. So whether it's on the premises or whatever happened, they must have some evidence. If they have, then, or is it just allegations? We don't know. Till it comes out where the police get involved. That's what it should be. The police should be involved, and that's what I'm trying to say, folks. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, basically, because I think it's going to come out in the open more and more. People are going to find out more things about what's happening. And, of course, it's a sad thing that somebody's been abused like this, you know. For whatever reasons, whatever happened, it's happened. And like I always say, there's a reason behind things. And sometimes we have to sort of get to the bottom of it and make sure it doesn't happen again, you know. And a company like BBC have got form, like I say, with people working there who are really not our cup of tea kind of thing, you know what I mean. And this needs to be sorted out, and some contracts of employment will have to be checked, you know, whoever works there. Anyway, folks, thanks again for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you can, and like the video. Leave your comments, because like I said, I'm on this channel. It's my channel to sort of put my point of view, and you've got every right to sort of agree or not agree with me. I may have gone on rabbiting a bit too much, but I try to get things cleared up. Really, why are the police not involved? That's what really I want to know. Why are the police not involved? And immediately, if it was my kids involved in this, I'd be down the police station in 5 minutes, you know, and telling them what's going on, and I want it sorted. That's what we play the police force for, not the BBC to enforce the law. It's the police. So anyway, folks, thanks again, and leave your comments, and sort of let's hope that whoever the person involved, that means the victim, can move on from this with some kind of dignity or something, and maybe in time it'll pass, and you know, whatever happened will eventually be sorted, and that's all we can hope for, you know. Anyway, folks, I will see you in the next one. Bye now. See you now.